We are going to have a revision session. So I'm taking up this chapter motion for revision. I'll do the revision in two parts. So this lesson was taught to you long back. We will revise the important aspects of this chapter like definitions, graphical patterns, formulas, units. Okay. In today's session I'll be covering up these things. The next session we'll be learning about equations of motion and few sums based on this equations of motion and the concepts or terms related to motion. Okay, now see, let's begin with important terms like motion, linear motion, uniform motion, non-uniform motion, acceleration, speed, velocity, distance, displacement. Okay, first, what is motion? Motion is a change of position. Or how will you define motion? Motion is defined as a change of position. Whenever an object moves from one point, there is change in position. So you call this change of position as motion. When the object moves along a straight line, you say the object is showing linear motion. Next, uniform motion. Whenever an object is moving or changing its position, you say that it is showing some motion, and this motion is said to be uniform when the object covers equal distance in equal interval of time. For example, suppose I take an object. Okay, I'll make two columns here. One distance I'm taking in terms of meters, and then I'm taking time in terms of seconds. Okay, suppose it is covering a distance of 5 meters in 10 seconds, 10 meters in 20 seconds, 15 meters in 30 seconds. See the time interval. Every 10 minutes it's covering a distance of 5 meters. That means in 40 seconds it's going to cover a distance of 20 meters. So every 5 minutes the distance covered also changes uniformly. So such a motion shown by the object is what is called as uniform motion. Now, non-uniform motion, opposite to this. Suppose if I take distance and I take time. Distance I'm taking in meters, time I'm taking in seconds. So time changes uniformly, 10, 20, 30 it goes. Here distance initially 5 meters, then 8 meters, then 16 meters, then 20 meters. If it goes like this, 40th second. Here, every 10 seconds, unequal distances are covered. First 5 meters, then 8 meters, then 16 meters, then 20 meters. Here means unequal distances are covered in equal interval of time. Such type of motion shown by an object is what is called as non-uniform motion. Next, scalar and vector quantities. We'll now learn what are scalar quantities and what are vector quantities definition. And in the upcoming slides, I have a detailed explanation about the scalar and vector quantity. See, a quantity that does not depend on direction is what is called as your scalar quantity. And the quantity that has both the characteristics, that is your magnitude and direction, is what is called as vector quantities. Scalar quantities talk about only magnitude, not the direction. Vector quantity talks about both magnitude and direction. In the upcoming slides, I have a separate slide to explain this. At that time, I'll explain with examples. Okay. Now you just learn what are scalar and vector quantities. When the quantity talks only about the magnitude, the number, but not the direction along which the object is moving, you call that quantity as scalar quantity. When the object is talking about both magnitude and direction, you call it as a vector quantity. Next, speed. This you have done in your maths, in your lower classes itself. What's the formula for speed? Speed is equal to distance upon time. Distance covered by an object is what is called as motion. When it covers a particular distance, the distance covered in a particular time is what is called as your speed. Speed is the distance covered by an object in unit time. Its SI unit is meter per second, because here you have distance, here you have time. So this is meter per second. This is the SI unit. Remember, SI unit for speed is meter per second, and it can be measured by using the units like centimeter per second and kilometer per hour also. But when they ask you SI unit, it is meter per second. Okay, next we'll learn about average speed. You must be calculating the average marks scored by you in class 8 or class 7. How do you do that? You take the sum of the marks scored in all the subjects and you divide by the number of subjects. So when you talk about average speed, it is a total distance covered by total time. Total distance travelled upon total time is what is called as your average speed. Next is your velocity. Velocity is displacement upon time. We will do what is displacement. In the upcoming slide I have that. So, or you can define velocity as the speed of an object in a particular direction. Velocity is the speed of an object in a particular direction. When I tell you speed, it is only talking about the number, the distance covered by the object in a particular time. When it is talking about as the direction changes, the velocity will also change. Suppose you know your route along which you travel. If the route is clear, you can pick up your acceleration, you can move very fast. And you have to take a right turn, and you know that there will be some crowd. So it's a marketplace. Automatically you will reduce the speed. Velocity changes with respect to direction. The speed changes with respect to direction. So when you change with respect to direction, the rate at which the object is moving, that is said to be your velocity. So velocity is speed in a particular direction. Okay, so speed of an object in a particular direction is what is called as your velocity. And normally it's a rule. Whenever you are moving along a straight line, when you suddenly take a turn to a right or left, you have to decrease your speed and turn. So the velocity changes. So speed in a particular direction is what is called as your velocity. The SI unit for speed and velocity both are the same, that is meter per second. Let's learn about acceleration. Acceleration can be defined as rate of change of velocity, or it can be defined as change in velocity of an object per unit time. Remember the formula for writing acceleration: small a is equal to v minus u upon t. Your v stands for your final velocity and u stands for initial velocity and t stands for the time taken. And the SI unit for acceleration is meter per second square. So acceleration can be defined as change in velocity of an object per unit time, or you can define it as rate of change of velocity. Its SI unit is meter per second square. And this acceleration, it is said to be positive when the velocity increases. Okay, and it is said to be negative when the velocity decreases. Remember like this. If this definition which is given here is confusing, you remember when the velocity of an object is increasing, you call the acceleration as positive acceleration. What is acceleration? Change in velocity upon time. So if the velocity is just increasing, you call it as positive acceleration. When the velocity decreases, you call it as negative acceleration. Then you should know about uniform and non-uniform acceleration. If an object travels in a straight line and its velocity increases or decreases by equal amounts in equal interval of time, then the acceleration of the object is said to be uniform. So if the velocity is increasing, you call it as positive acceleration. If it is decreasing, you call it as negative acceleration. Whether this increase or decreasing is happening at equal rates, like how we saw that uniform motion, non-uniform motion. Distance, if it increases with corresponding increase in time with proper difference, you call it as uniform motion. Same way here, whether the velocity is increasing or decreasing, if it increases or decreases in equal amounts in equal interval of time, you call it as uniform acceleration. An object can travel with non-uniform acceleration if its velocity changes at a non-uniform rate. First velocity is increasing, then decreasing again. No, it's not like that. In equal amounts, it should increase or decrease. First, if it is increasing by 2 meter per second, okay, and suddenly, then again it is increasing by 5 meter per second. Again, it is increasing by 3 meter per second. So it is increasing at a non-uniform rate. So such acceleration is called as non-uniform acceleration. Remember, positive acceleration velocity increases, negative acceleration velocity decreases. If the velocity is increasing or decreasing uniformly with respect to time, you call that as uniform acceleration. When the change in velocity happens at a non-uniform rate, you call that velocity as that type of change in velocity, like not the increase or decrease is not shown with equal amounts. You call that as non-uniform acceleration. Clear? Next, distance. Distance is the actual path covered by an object. For example, if you have to travel from Chennai to Mumbai, you have to travel a distance of 1500 km. This actual path moved by the object is what is called as your distance. And displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final points. For example, you have point A here, point B here. You have to come this way. This is your actual path along which the object has to move, this path. So this is the direction it shows. You have to move like this way. Actual path traveled by the object is what is called as your distance. This is the shortest distance between the initial and final point. You call it as displacement. So distance is the actual path covered by an object, and displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final point. An example given here, see. You have a starting point here and you have the end point here. The object has to move somehow like this. So this portion entirely is what is called as your distance. This shortest route is what is called as your displacement. Okay, next. I told you we'll have a brief discussion about scalar and vector quantity. See, a scalar quantity is one that is fully described by the magnitude only. That means it will talk only about the number. It is described by just a single number. Like when you take speed, it is talking about number. How many distance is covered in how many hours of time or minutes of time or seconds of time. It's talking about number. It's not worried about the direction at all. Whether the object is turning to the right, turning to the left, it is not talking about that. It is talking only about the magnitude, a number. So that is what is called as your scalar quantity. Some examples of scalar quantity I'll show you in the next slide. Volume, mass, which talks about only the number. You call that as scalar quantity. So examples of scalar quantity: speed, volume, mass, time. Okay. When you're talking about a vector quantity, it will talk about magnitude as well as direction. For example, acceleration, your velocity. Velocity is what? Speed in a particular direction. Acceleration is change in velocity. When you're talking about velocity, you're talking about direction also. So when it is talking about both magnitude and direction, you call it as a vector quantity. So a vector quantity is that has both magnitude and direction. Vector quantities are important in the study of motion. Some examples of vector quantity are your velocity, acceleration, momentum and all. But as far as this chapter is concerned, these are your scalar and vector quantities. See, scalar quantities have magnitude but no direction. Vector quantities have both magnitude and direction. From this chapter, motion. Your distance and speed falls under scalar quantity. Your displacement, your acceleration, your velocity, these are all talking about direction and magnitude also. Therefore, they fall under vector quantities. When I say displacement, it's talking about the shortest distance. It represents a particular direction of the object also. So it is a vector quantity. Velocity, displacement upon time is what is called as your velocity. Okay, therefore velocity is a vector quantity. Acceleration, change in velocity upon time. Whenever I tell you velocity is just talking about a speed in a particular direction, from the definition itself you can make out what is a vector quantity. Speed in a particular direction is what is called as your velocity. So anything that talks about a magnitude and direction is what is called as your vector quantity. So your displacement, your velocity, your acceleration, they all fall under the category of vector quantities. Clear? Next. See, now we'll study about the SI units. This is very, very important. You'll have 1 mark questions based on this SI units. Okay, so we have studied terms like your speed, velocity, acceleration, distance, displacement. So SI unit of speed is meter per second. Velocity and speed, both the units are same, meter per second. Acceleration is meter per second square. Distance is meter. Displacement is also meter. As a distance can be measured in kilometers also. But when I tell you SI unit, it is only meter. Clear? So these SI units are also very, very important. Okay, so let me tell you once again, the SI unit for speed is meter per second. For velocity is also meter per second. The SI unit for velocity and speed both means the same. Your acceleration is meter per second square. Distance is only meter. Displacement is meter. SI unit. Distance can be measured in terms of kilometer per hour also. But when I tell you SI unit, it is talking about meter here. Clear? Next. The graphical patterns. First, let me explain you the distance time graph for an object at rest, an object showing uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So when the object is at rest, the distance time graph will show you a line parallel to the x-axis. See here, you find a line parallel to the x-axis. This tells you the object is at rest because there is no change in distance. The distance point is only 1. So it says the object is at rest. When you find a straight line, you say the object is covering equal distance in equal interval of time. Therefore, it is a graphical representation of an object showing uniform motion in a distance time graph. If it's a curved line, it says the object is showing non-uniform motion. So this is the distance time graph pattern for object at rest, uniform motion and non-uniform motion. If the object is at rest, you'll find a line parallel to the x-axis. If the object is showing uniform motion, you'll find a straight line. If the object is showing non-uniform motion, you'll find a curved line. Okay, in the exam you will be given the graphical pattern and you will be asked to write the type of motion shown by the object. Clear? Next, we'll see the velocity time graph. In this you pay attention on this constant speed, uniform acceleration, non-uniform acceleration. So the first graph is talking about constant speed. Means it's a velocity time graph. Velocity is on the y-axis and time is on the x-axis. You find a line parallel to the x-axis. It says the object is showing constant speed. There is no change in the speed. Second, it talks about uniform acceleration, equal change in velocity in equal interval of time. Next, it is talking about unequal change in velocity in equal interval of time, a curved line. So this is your non-uniform acceleration. Please look at the graphical pattern shown for your non-uniform retardation. Clear? But you pay more concentration or more attention on these three graphical patterns: constant speed, uniform acceleration, non-uniform acceleration of a velocity time graph. Okay, with this we are coming to an end, okay, of today's revision session. So please learn all the definitions like what is motion, what is velocity, what is speed, what is distance, what is displacement, acceleration. Okay, SI unit, again I'm telling you, SI unit is very important. Graphical pattern, distance time graph and velocity time graph. Okay, so these things you have to learn thoroughly. In the next session I'll meet you with the remaining portion of this chapter, and so you can download the textbook pages from your NCERT website and you can go through these graphical patterns, units, definitions. These are very, very important, and you will be given very simple sums for your test paper to begin with. Okay, so directly you can apply with the formula. So in the next session I'll help you to learn the formulas related to the concepts here, and then we will do few sums. Okay, and then we'll do equations of motion. Okay, till then Take care and study well, revise. Goodbye.